What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one, I'm going to be talking about the one and only NIO stock, what you should be looking out for the future. I'm also going to do some in-depth technical analysis and give you guys my price prediction for tomorrow for NIO, based off what the charts are showing and based off what the data is suggesting. Now, before I say anything else about NIO, before I talk about what's going on with the overall market and also what NIO put on their Twitter page, that's very, very big news for their future. I do have to mention a couple of things before starting. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner, so don't take any of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. And not only benefits me, it benefits the entire NIO community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you're guaranteed 12 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. And the best part is, you could always sell these 12 free stocks for cash and use the cash to buy some NIO shares for free. It's a limited time offer. The offer ends in just a week and a half. Please check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So NIO is down 4.32% for the day, and it's a little bit red in the after hours as well. But right now what I'm essentially seeing is we did gap down to the downside. We could actually get a bit of a push up a little bit later, but I'm not seeing the push up happening just yet to fill this gap. It still looks pretty bearish from here. We're not showing the true sign of a reversal just yet. If I zoom into like the 2-hour time frame, you guys can see how this thing really moved. It actually pushed all the way back down and started to push up just slightly, but it's not really a strong reversal that we're seeing just yet. If I go into like more sensitive time frames, you could see how this thing was actually trading. It dropped down pretty hard. It held and tried to hold like the $19 level of support, which is the support zone I was talking about in previous videos, and it just kind of traded sideways from here. It didn't really show a really nice bounce. So unfortunately, it does look like it could come down a little bit more from here, because it's very similar to like this trend right here, how it essentially dropped down, got a slight bounce and came down here. It pushed up here, traded sideways for some time, then it gapped all the way down, ended up pushing down. So unfortunately, it looks like it's just stair-stepping its way down, right? And I made another video previously about how this could really play out for the next upcoming months. And I really want to talk about something that you have to look out for. So when it comes to NIO setup, you want to look at this on like a daily time frame and see if you could find those signs of a true reversal in the trend, at least temporarily, because the stocks can't just go down 24 hours a day or like forever. They eventually have to get those bounces. And what I'm looking at for NIO right now is we're not showing a clear sign of a bounce just yet. For instance, if you look at these candles right here, NIO is coming down. We can see we actually formed nice reversal signs right here, how we were just trading sideways, trying to get a nice push up from here. Then we pushed all the way up to the upside. Right now, it looks like NIO hasn't done that yet, but previously where we got that like balance was around 18.5. So I wouldn't be surprised if NIO tests 18.5 first before it gets a nice bounce from there. So I am still a little bit more bearish for NIO before we see that sign. And then we would want to look for some sign like this that could really show that reversal. Now, the reason why NIO is turning kind of bearish is because the whole market is now shifting its sentiment. The market was pretty greedy a couple of days ago, about a week and a half ago, it was pretty greedy. And now it's pretty neutral and it's getting closer to the fearful side as the market is starting to take a bit of a hit. If you look at the data between NIO and the SPY, you could see how there is a bit of a correlation between NIO and the way SPY moves. You can see when SPY was starting to come down recently, NIO was already starting to come down. And when we see this correlation, it could really help us understand what NIO may end up doing. Lots of institutions right now, big money, they're starting to buy lots of puts right now. They're starting to load up on these puts because they are prepared for some downside to come in the future. I don't think it's going to specifically happen more on Monday, probably more on the later days of the week, around like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But I do anticipate more downside to come. Now, what does this mean for NIO? What this essentially means is maybe NIO is going to get a bounce a little bit later for like Tuesday or Wednesday, come back to like 19 to 20 bucks a share. Then it gets another rejection and it's probably going to come down a little lower as time goes on, because like I told you guys, as September comes, as the next FOMC meeting comes, the Fed may be more aggressive and we may see NIO and the whole market take a bigger hit. So it's not necessarily NIO that's a bad company or anything like that. It's happening because the whole market is making these reversals. The whole market is getting hit, and when the whole market gets dragged down, you could see how red the whole market could turn. If you look at Tesla, Amazon, Coinbase, if you're looking at like BBBY or like any of these stocks, there's so much red all over the place. The market's moving in almost unison. So what does this mean for market from NIO from a more technical standpoint? If you look at the 5-minute candles, this is what I'm essentially looking out for Monday. So unfortunately, I do think NIO might get a nice push to the upside into open. So hopefully it pushes all the way up to about 19.5, but I don't see it actually filling the gap just yet. I think it's going to actually get another rejection, and it's going to start to come all the way down like this, and it's going to end up testing 18.5 slowly. So I expect a pretty volatile Monday. I think the whole market's going to actually take a bit of a hit. NIO should bounce off 18.5, hopefully, come back to like the 19 range, maybe test it as resistance, and close a little bit red. So I'm anticipating it to form what may be a reversal trend from here. I'm hoping it gets a really strong bounce here and actually pushes off 18.5 and goes back to like the 19 range. Maybe gets rejected and closes around the high 18s. That could be a sign of a reversal and into like the later days, by like Tuesday, Wednesday. Maybe NIO could fill this gap up here, then get another rejection and continue down later during the week. So that's essentially how I'm seeing NIO moving. I am predicting a more downside to come. And I want to see a bounce off 18.5. That's where we bounced off last time. So that is a key zone. Now, with that out of the way, I have to note something very important. We look at other technicals. I want to talk about support and resistance first before I do that. If NIO pushes up, 19.5 is resistance, 20.2 will be resistance, and then 20.8. If it goes down, look out for, first off, 19 is our support zone right now. It's trying to hold 19. If that doesn't hold us, this thing's going to come to 18.75, 18.5. If that doesn't hold us, then I'm going to look out for 17.8. If it actually drops that low, be prepared for anything. Now, let me just hide my drawings real quick and talk about two other very important things. If you look at our EMAs, as far as the 1348 goes, I like to use the 1348 and then 200 EMA. What I'm essentially saying is we did actually drop below the 200 EMA on the 2-hour time frame. On the daily, we're still well below it. So NIO is respecting a downtrend from here. And it looks like we're about to get that another crossover on the daily from the EMAs, suggesting this thing may come down a little bit more, which is why I am anticipating some more downside. Now, if we don't hold 18.5, because there's no guarantee we even will at this point, I'm hoping we get a bounce off of it temporarily with the whole market and we do end up breaking below it later on. I am seeing that happening. So the overall trend is still kind of bearish, even if we are kind of green for like Tuesday or Wednesday, it still is a bearish trend. So downside does seem more imminent. Now, as far as other indicators go, like our RSI and our MACD, you'll notice some signs which are not very good. RSI pushes up, it's actually correlated with the chart, it's starting to come down, and we're showing some signs of some bearish moves right here. NIO is not as low as it was before, but the RSI is lower than where it was at this point. So it has cooled off a bit, but it doesn't necessarily look like it's showing strength simultaneously. As far as the MACD goes, there isn't a clear sign of direction just yet. You can see the MACD is just going back and forth all over the place. And it recently actually saw another crossover and the histogram got a little bit bigger right here. So notice how this one and this one are not as big as this one, the red one. This is a sign that it's showing some more bearish sentiment or some bearish, momentum for the future. So it's still looking kind of bearish right now. So as far as my prediction goes, I think tomorrow could be a red day. Hopefully get a slight reversal, push up a little bit for Tuesday and Wednesday, come back to like 1920. Then we get another rejection and we come down all the way into the low like 17s or 16s. We could actually come to those low levels, I would say, going into next week. I know it's very unfortunate, but please note it's not the end of the world, because if you are trading, you could make money on both sides for different plays, and you have to do what you deem best. Now, with that out of the way, I want to note something else that's important. That is, NIO is not a bad company, guys. The whole market is taking a hit, but NIO is doing very well fundamentally. The news came out that NIO is going to officially, enter Denmark by the end of October. 150 kilowatt batteries arrive in 2023. This is absolutely incredible, especially after they launched in Germany, which is also going to be scheduled in October. So once again, they're making it in different countries as the EV sector is just barely popping. They're early to the game technically still, and I see lots of very, very bullish moves to come for the future. It's not the end of the world. As NIO is expanding, they are essentially redefining the coupe. They're doing very, very well right here. And I think that they're just doing better and better and better every single day. So give them the time they need. As time goes on, I see more deliveries. I see better PE ratios, but it's going to take some time for the business to really improve. When we get better numbers, when they expand, if they build more factories, if they really improve on the battery swapping side, it could be a very good incentive for lots of investors and buyers in other countries like in Europe or also like in China. So they're doing very, very well in terms of fundamentals. Give them time and they will really, really bloom. As of right now, it is looking kind of bearish, but for the long term, I'm still super bullish. So with that said, good buying opportunities are most likely going to come again. Thank you all so much. Be ready, do what you have to do, remain calm, cool, and collected, and I will see you guys in the next video. NIO to the moon because the long-term future is bright, and peace out.